Hello, fashion revolutionaries. I'm Leo Carlton. I am a milliner, accessory designer, aspiring biomaterial grower and user, and now ASMR recorder. My work, or what I'm trying to do, allows me to explore the space between virtual reality and reality. I'm talking to you from my family farm in Oxfordshire. I moved here just over 10 months ago to build a workshop here. I was beginning to 3D print in solely biomaterials in polylactic acid, which is made of fermented plant starches. I was becoming more aware of other biofilaments that I could use, such as hemp-based, flaxseed, recycled fishing line. You can get algae and seaweed. I ultimately thought that it would be amazing if I could grow my own materials. I'm from a long line of farmers. I guess each generation is the pressure to keep the farm going. There's me, the hatter, my brother's a percussionist, and my other brother is a patisserie chef. So I guess it was potentially going to skip us. But I felt I can bring my own thing to the table. In fashion, a huge part of playing your part, it seems, is working for very little money or for free for the exposure, in bad working conditions, for long, laborious hours, for the love of it.
Say hello.
This is okay when you first start out because you've still got your shades on. You're supposed to have the attitude of it being an honor to work in certain places until you realize you are mostly subsidizing this existence. I wanted to make my own mark without the pomp and circumstance and fakery of the behind-the-scenes inner workings of fashion. I didn't want to sacrifice my health, both mental and physical, anymore. I told myself, did I really put in these years to just accept this as the status quo? A resounding no led me to some harsh truths and an urgency to find solutions to all the problems I was coming up against. I did need these life experiences to grow, but I wish I had taken the leap earlier. This sounds lame, but ironically, I may be working in the virtual reality realm, but this is the most real and honest point of my career to date. I'm also exploring mycelium, which is basically growing mushrooms before you start growing the actual mushroom. It's a material that spreads through a substrate. So the substrate is what the mycelium hyphae takes the energy from and grows around it, within it, and spreads. This mycelium has been grown through sawdust, which looks pretty, but then it's not very strong. I've been trying through straw, through various wood pulps and wood shavings. I can grow it around hemp. You can grow it through wools as well, but you get different properties from the material once it's ready. So, for example, the alpacas and sheep that are here, I can shear them and try out the material from them. It's basically using everything that is local or available to me here. The polylactic acid that I predominantly print in is made from fermented cornstarch. 3D printing and digital design also allows for international file sharing, which in this day and age may be a lifesave. The way that I 3D print, it's something that you could do at home. It's different to the big companies that usually print in polyamide nylon. I can even connect with people using virtual reality and meeting up in virtual gallery spaces and having conversations with like-minded people, but they might be in Australia or Japan. We could file share and print ourselves. With iPhones and Androids now, there are certain apps where people could even 3D scan themselves or an object in their own homes and send this to me, so then I have a scale form of the client and I can work on top of that and make something that fits to you remotely. A new way of making socially distanced fittings a possibility. Sustainability is not a trend, and it's something that we should be aspiring to have as an automatic in our businesses. And I understand it's difficult to do that. It's hard to not be a hypocrite, and it's hard to be 100% sustainable. But I basically have had this opportunity in the back of my mind for a long time to come back to the farm and reconnect with my roots.